First tonight on News 3, new concerns at the explosion site in Sun Prairie about possible air contamination.
And how investigators hope to breathe new life into a 2 decades old cold case in Rock County.
This is News 3 at 6.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Governor Walker has declared a state of emergency for Sun Prairie and Dane County following last week's explosion.
This order directs state agencies to continue to provide aid to the community and citizens as they recover. The governor writes, quote, "My thoughts and prayers continue with the people of Sun Prairie. This declaration will ensure state agencies provide whatever assistance is needed to help the community rebuild and to help families impacted recover."
There are also new concerns about debris and dust at the site affecting air quality. Rose Schmidt has more from the News Center. Rose?
Eric and Charlotte, city officials are working with the state's Department of Natural Resources. DNR has instructed the city to water down debris as it's removed from the area near where that explosion happened. The debris will then be tested to determine what kinds of materials are inside. As if people in Sun Prairie don't already have enough to worry about.
We have heard concerns, questions about asbestos or other type of, dust in the area.
City Administrator Aaron Oppenheimer says the buildings nearest to the explosion site could have other problems that can't be seen through the fence.
Whether it be asbestos, whether it be lead paint or anything of that nature, these buildings are older buildings, so those things may be present.
Present and possibly causing problems for people who live and work in Sun Prairie.
I went to the dog park, everything was fine, came home and was having kind of like a heaviness on my chest, like I was having trouble breathing.
Christine Doberstein still doesn't know what caused that heaviness, but thinks it could be dust from the explosion.
I have a history of allergic rhinitis, which can cause symptoms of allergies or asthma where you have trouble breathing, but I haven't had issues for years.
And Bradley Burt became concerned after he saw street sweepers kick around dust and dirt around construction workers.
This is an extremely important issue for our community to address right away, because if we start having things like the farmers market and the air quality is not right, that'll contaminate our food system as well.
The city is urging anyone who could be experiencing symptoms to seek medical attention right away.
We're not saying that people couldn't be impacted by what's going on in this area, whether it be stress, whether it be, the air, whatever it might be.
While it's still unclear whether the buildings contained harmful minerals,
we don't know whether they do or they don't, but we're proceeding as if they do.
Better to be safe than sorry.
I'll probably stay away from downtown area until things are a little bit more back to normal or as normal as it can be.
Cleanup efforts near the site are still on hold while the death investigation continues. But when buildings in the green zone eventually get torn down, the debris from those buildings will also be watered down. A spokesperson for Public Health Madison and Dane County says the department will also be looking into air quality issues there.
Rose, thank you.
A developing story in eastern Wisconsin at this hour. Emergency crews responding to a large fire near the Sheboygan County Memorial Airport after a plane crash. Reports suggest multiple buildings caught fire. Many first responders have been called to the scene. The airport superintendent has confirmed a plane went down there. No other information is being released at this time.
The Kenosha County Sheriff's Department says a woman attending the Country Thunder Music Festival has been seriously injured by a lightning strike. They say it happened around 12:30 this morning at the festival's campground in Twin Lakes. She's been identified as a 22-year-old Illinois resident. She was transported to Northern Illinois Medical Center for treatment. Several Iowa cities are continuing to clean up today after being slammed by a series of destructive tornadoes. At least 17 people are hurt. One of the hardest hit areas is Marshalltown, where a twister carved a path through Main Street. Residents there were given about 45 minutes to take cover from the storm, which packed winds over 100 miles per hour.
Around here, a few showers on tap for the weekend. Nothing major expected, though. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield, our first alert forecast. Dave?
Eric, we'll just have to dodge those raindrops for another 24 hours or so as this low pressure system continues to slowly move to the east. Let's take a look at Doppler track right now. A couple of areas maybe of some downpours, but generally just light to moderate showers across portions of southern Wisconsin as this low continues to spin across the area. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam looking at cloudy skies right now, 70 degrees with some rain reported at the airport. North-northwest wind at 13 miles per hour. It has been a little bit breezy today. Temperatures are in the upper 60s and low 70s. The clouds and rain have kept us cool throughout much of this Friday. 68 in Monroe, 72 in Mineral Point, 70 in the Dells, 75 in Boscobel. Dew points are in the upper 60s and low 70s. A little bit uncomfortable outside. You can actually see the center of that low pressure system closer to Milwaukee, but most of us are dealing with northwesterly winds at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting close to 30 miles per hour in some spots. So keep that in mind this evening. We still could have some wind gusts at times, mostly cloudy with more scattered showers and thunderstorms possible. Temperatures falling into the 60s. We'll track the storms as we head into tomorrow and talk about when that sun comes out again in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dave, sounds good. Thank you. Governor Scott Walker has asked the Trump administration to issue a federal disaster declaration for 6 counties in northwestern Wisconsin after widespread flooding last month. The governor sent a letter to the president today asking for federal aid to help local governments in Ashland, Bayfield, Burnett, Clark, Douglas, and Iron counties. The NTSB has launched an investigation to determine how a duck boat sank during a thunderstorm near Branson, Missouri yesterday.
Divers recovered the bodies of all 17 people killed when the boat capsized on Table Rock Lake during a ferocious storm.
The age range for the 17 was from 1-year-old to up to 70-year-old.
31 passengers were on board. Cell phone video shows the boat sinking when a storm packing 63-mile-an-hour wind gust and violent waves rolled through. Divers located the boat about 80 feet underwater, but they won't bring it ashore until Monday.
And following that deadly accident in Branson, many are questioning if the amphibious vehicles known as ducks are safe. The 2 companies in Wisconsin Dells say their attractions are safe and different from the one in Missouri. The ducks in the Dells are original World War II vehicles. The owners say many ducks across the country these days are not originals, and in the Dells, they always stay 100 to 150 feet from shore.
And we have easy exits all along the 2 miles that we travel on along the Wisconsin River. Then when we get into Lake Delton, we have an entrance and an exit. They're about 300 plus yards apart, so we're able to get out of the water at any place within a minute or so.
Both Dells Army ducks and the original Wisconsin ducks pay close attention to the weather and won't go out in severe weather. They tell us the local police department will notify them in the Dells if there's severe weather on the way. A young man found dead back in 1995 still has no confirmed name or identity, but investigators have new hope in changing that.
Referred to as John Clinton Doe, or JCD, the man was found by a creek near Clinton, Wisconsin, where he was believed to have already been dead for a year. Investigators don't suspect foul play, but they want your help in solving the cold case. Our Madeline O'Neill has more from Rock County.
For about 20 years, investigators have been trying to figure out who John Clinton Doe is. Now they hope a new full-body sketch will help push the investigation forward.
It's just a beautiful cemetery.
Most people visit a graveyard to see someone they know.
We put flowers on the grave because it makes me sad when you come up here that nobody does visit the grave.
Lois Keller is at the small Johnstown Center Cemetery east of Janesville to remember someone she doesn't.
But I'd rather his family put the flowers on the grave.
Those who are gone from this world have stones marked with their names, all but this one made for a young man who doesn't have one.
They taught students that could have ended up in the same predicament, and I wouldn't want them to be unidentified.
For years, Keller worked as a teacher in Clinton, the same area where a body was found on her friend's property near a creek.
When it's a young man, he was probably between 17 and 20, so a young man not to be identified, I think it just really tugs at people's hearts.
For now, John Clinton Doe is a placeholder.
I don't like to call him that because I just think that he has a name that they have to find.
As investigators search for what can be permanently etched to his grave.
It was my son had been lost, gone missing. I think that and was laying somewhere in a grave. I think that personally I would want to make sure that he gets his name back.
Private investigator Jack Fries leads the Find JCD project, working on his own time to identify the young man. Sketches have been released of JCD's face, but now Fries is putting out a new picture of the man's full body.
And they're kind of unique clothes, and so we thought that it might be helpful when we're reaching out to some of these folks.
It took 3 years to get it right, finding the exact heavy metal band shirt worn by the young man still unknown.
He deserves to have his name. Everyone deserves to have their name on the grave.
But not forgotten.
Somebody out there knows who he is, and it's time for him to be found.
In Rock County, Madeline O'Neill for WISC News 3.
Investigators hope new advancements in genetics testing will help identify JCD as well.
Now, if you have any information, you're asked to contact the JCD Project or the Rock County Sheriff's Office. Their number 608-757-8000. Former Senate President in Wisconsin, Mike Ellis, has died. Ellis, who is from Neenah, died today at his home. He represented the Fox cities in the state assembly from 1970 until 1980 and in the state Senate from 1982 until 2014, where he served as Senate president from 2011 to mid-2012 and again from 2013 to 2015. His brother says it appears he passed away in his sleep. Mike Ellis, 77 years old.
Still ahead tonight, the Dane County Fair is adding some security to this weekend's festivities.
And a popular food cart is totaled after catching fire. We'll hear from the owner. That's next at 6. The Dane County Fair is up and running. This year, we are told a record number of deputies will be patrolling the grounds after some security issues last year. The fair routinely draws many families who enjoy seeing the animals, riding the rides, and of course, grabbing a funnel cake or two. But it also draws some crowds of teenagers and young adults who in the past have gotten aggressive late at night.
We're really fortunate to partner up with the Dane County Sheriff's Department and local law officers to make sure that everyone stays safe and it's an enjoyable family event for everyone. So we're looking forward to working with them again this year to really look out for the community and keep them safe.
Fair runs through Sunday. Tickets $8 each day. That allows fairgoers access to nightly concerts, stunt shows, and a variety of animals. You've likely seen them around the area, the fine Italian beef and sausage food cart. Last night, after 10 years of serving the Madison area, that cart caught fire.
The owner, John Handley, says this has been his career for the last 10 years and has enjoyed every minute of the journey, despite the roughly $20,000 damage to his now totaled cart. Our Jamie Perez is back from speaking with him about how he's handling all of this and what's next. Jamie?
Right, well, he jokingly called this a fluke, but says a simple mistake led to the destruction of his beloved food cart. John was working a lunch event and a scheduled dinner event last night, and he tells me that during that break between lunch and dinner, he usually keeps the propane tank on to keep food warm between those shifts. Well, he got a call for an event for this morning, and since he knew he didn't have enough food to do both dinner from last night and this morning's event, he canceled dinner, but then forgot to shut off the propane tank. Despite this total loss, he's keeping an amazingly positive attitude.
It was just like, oh my God, that's my life these days, you know, for the last 10 years. And it's like, you know, we were thinking about retiring, and I guess I'm forced into retirement.
He says before he retires, he still has several scheduled events that he is supposed to be at. So he'll still be at the Atwood Festival, the Great Taste of the Midwest Beer Festival, the Taste of Madison, and some other events, but will be working out of a tent, which he says may even end up in some more profitable days.
Jamie Perez reporting tonight. Jamie, thank you.
More to come tonight at 6. The Brewers are back in action tonight for the first time since the All-Star break.
And a preview of tomorrow's State Football Coaches Association All-Star game. That's ahead in sports.
We'll be dodging raindrops for the first half of the weekend. I'll tell you when the sun reappears in your First Alert forecast next.
All right, it's been a soggy Friday. We'll see what the weekend holds. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield under the umbrella on the backyard patio. Dave?
We got some light to moderate showers, Charlotte and Eric, moving through Madison right now. And it's been a soggy Friday, as you said, and it could be a soggy Saturday for some of us. But I do think we'll see the sunshine sooner rather than later. Some peaks of sunshine possible tomorrow, and especially as we head into Sunday. I do think a lot of the clouds will finally move out as this low pressure system weakens. You can see just how massive it is on visible cloud track. This is what we call a cutoff or closed low. What that means is in the upper levels of the atmosphere, there's nothing really to help it along, so it moves very slowly. And some of us get a lot of rain from this, and some of us just a couple of drops. It really just depends on the luck of the draw, or the drops in this case. Doppler track showing those showers and thunderstorms continuing to circulate across Wisconsin. As we zoom in on southern Wisconsin, we can see that a batch of showers and also the breeze not really helping things moving through Dane County right now. Our time lapse in Madison showing multiple rounds of rain moving through on the WISC-TV Skycam. Right now in Madison, we're seeing some light raindrops, maybe some moderate showers in some spots. Similar story on the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Lots of clouds as well. The clouds kept us relatively cool today, about 5 to 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. Temperatures are still cool with those clouds and rain nearby. 72 in Janesville, 72 in Mineral Point, 70 in the Dells, and 68 in Juneau. Dew points are elevated because of the humidity increased with that rain. 60s and low 70s. You can hear that breeze a little bit in my microphone, as long as I don't get caught in another downpour like that one time. I would not like that. Wind speeds out of the north and west at about 10 to 20 miles per hour. Will be breezy tomorrow. Peak wind gusts over the last 24 hours have been close to 30 miles per hour in some spots. So for the Dane County Fair tomorrow, we still will be dodging some raindrops, but I do think we'll see a little bit more dry weather compared to today. As we head into Saturday, temperatures will be in the mid-70s for highs. Will actually be below average in temperature land for the next couple of days for the weekend. However, on Monday and Tuesday, we'll get the sunshine back, and temperatures will be close to normal, but maybe a little bit above normal for this time of year. July temperatures have been above normal for the most part, about 2.5 degrees. The average temperature is above where we should be for this time of year. But the last couple of days with the clouds and rain, we've actually been a little bit below average. For tonight, we're right where we should be for this time of year. Typically, scattered showers and thunderstorms, temperatures in the 60s for tomorrow. Breezy, very mild with scattered showers and maybe a thunderstorm here and there with temperatures in the 70s. Future track showing the continued chance for showers and thunderstorms. I think chances are less tomorrow, but especially during the afternoon, a few more showers and thunderstorms may come our way. And also some peaks of sun may come our way, especially into Sunday. I think the shower chances stay closer to Lake Michigan on Sunday, and we should all be dry on Monday. About 1/4 to 1/2 inch more rain possible depending on where those thunderstorms and downpours set up over the next couple of days. Your 7-day forecast showing temperatures staying in the 80s for much of the beginning of next week, but then a cold front comes through Wednesday into Thursday, knocking us down into the 70s with some chances for showers and thunderstorms.
The Brewers get back to work tonight, but how tough will it be to get back on track? We'll hear from them in sports. Second round of the Open Championship, they didn't have significant rain at Carnoustie in over a month. Well, today it rained, and it appears not everyone was happy about it. Well, one person who had to feel good about it a bit was Tiger Woods. Here's a long birdie putt that Tiger coaxes in. Even par, he makes the cut for the first time at a major since 2014. Now, there's a new co-leader who was born in Iowa City, raised in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Zach Johnson won the Open in 2015. He's in position to do it again in 2018. 67 today. He's in a share of the lead after 2 rounds. Johnson shares that lead with first-round leader Kevin Kisner, who double bogeyed 18. 3 tied at 5 under. Rory McIlroy is 2 back. Jordan Spieth and Ricky Fowler 3 back. Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson both make the cut. Dustin Johnson and Bubba Watson among those who do not. The Brewers already got good news before their game against the Dodgers tonight at Miller Park. The Cardinals beat the Cubs at Wrigley 18-5 as Matt Carpenter hit 3 homers and drove in 7. So the Brewers are back to 2.5 games out of first in the NL Central. Now, Milwaukee limped into the All-Star break going 1-7 on a road trip to Miami and Pittsburgh. When you have a bad finish before the break, some would suggest the break comes at a bad time because you just want to play yourself out of it. Manager Craig Counsell says that's hard to say.
I don't know if that means a break is good or a break is bad. You know, you can look at it both ways. But it's we've got to play better baseball. That's for sure.
I mean, as a team, we've got things to do, and we've got aspirations here in the second half, and everybody's going to have to kind of buckle down and focus here a little bit more. We didn't play well going into the break, so this break hopefully was a nice reset for everybody.
Tomorrow in Oshkosh, the Wisconsin Football Coaches Association All-Star Games will feature the top graduating seniors from around the state playing one last game before heading off to college or wherever their lives take them. There's an 8-man game at 10, then the small schools at 1:30 and large schools at 5 at UW Oshkosh. For the Blackhawk High School's Brody Mills, the game's a bit of a preview of what's next. He'll play college ball at Oshkosh next fall. Coming from a small school in a small town like South Wayne, Mills and a lot of other players in the All-Star game appreciate the support they've received their entire high school careers.
It's really special. I mean, you go out, in town, around town, and people talk to you and they'll ask you things, and we're the talk around the town most of the time. So, and it's really special because you feel special.
Our community of Lake Mills has been so supportive through all our years. So it's just nice to be able to kind of wear Lake Mills on our helmet one last time because the community has helped me and then my other teammate Hayden Everson so much. They've been so supportive throughout our 4 years, and to be able to kind of bring it all together here in our last time on the field together, it'll be pretty special.
The annual Cleveland.com preseason media poll for Big Ten football is out. The Wisconsin Badgers, the unanimous pick to win the West, and Ohio State predicted to win the East. And of the 28 voters, 14 picked Ohio State to win the Big Ten championship, while 13 picked Wisconsin. 1 took Michigan State. I can hear Paul Chris saying it doesn't mean anything, and it doesn't, but maybe the perception has changed where Wisconsin and Ohio State are right there.
Yeah, and they're going to be practicing here, in the next couple weeks, hitting the field?
Next week, late next week.
And a big media day coming up as well.
That's next Tuesday. Yeah.
I like that time of year. We get the buzz going with football, and hopefully the weather holding up for the weekend a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. It looks like the Open Championship's outside right now with that rain, and it really won't come to an end anytime soon. Chances for some showers and thunderstorms into tomorrow, with temperatures in the mid-70s for highs.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for joining us at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.